In this graph, economical indicators that I'm using are life expectancy and income per person. The life expectancy is depending on GDP. I choose this graph as it has clear data to discuss. I can make more historical connections, as for example early 1800 Europe and Asian econ history situations, how they were working together or against. So this leads to the fact that I can have more detailed observations defining my indicators. Life expectancy is the age until which a person is expected to live, and income per person is the income of the people in some economic unit. It is calculated by division of GDP and total population. Malaysia is a developing country. Malaysia is one of the second newly industrialized countries whose identity and history are less well known than almost any other East or Southeast Asian country. The data stars appear between 1819 and 1820. 1820 is the year when the first data of global well-being was collected for 25 major countries and 8 regions in the world, covering more than 80% of the world's population. In the 1950s, which is right here, Malaysia joined for more favorable conditions. Malaysia had a significantly higher income per person, for lower infant mortality rates, higher life expectancy. The value of our life expectancy, the birth female years in Malaysia was 76.51 as of 2011. We can see in the graph that past 51 years, these indicators reached a maximum value of 76.51 in 2011 and minimum value of 60.33 in 1960. In the y-axis, we can see that the life expectancy in Malaysia was 59.42 years, then it reached to 63.94 years in 1970s, and finally reached 17.06 years in 1990s. In 2000, the statistics shows that the average of life expectancy to be 72.40 years, and now in 2013 is reached to 74.04 years. Malaysia's real GDP grew annual at the average rate of 6.6% during 1950s to 2000. Malaysia's growth rate was higher than 6% per year throughout the period except in the second half of the 1950s and 1990s and the first half of 1980s. But by the end of the 1990s, 49% of the ratio fell. The GDP per capita in Malaysia is equivalent to 55% of the world's average. GDP per capita in Malaysia averaged 3,215.85 US dollars from 1960 until 2013, which we can see in the x-axis, reaching all-time high of 6,990.25 US dollars in 2013 and recording low of 815.29 US dollars in 1916. GDP per capita in Malaysia is reported by the World Bank. Kyrgyzstan is a developing country. The health status of Kyrgyzstan, judged by the figures on life expectancy and age-specific mortality rates, is at the top end of the range of countries of the per capita income. Life expectancy at birth is 66 years, similar to the level reported for the upper middle income countries, whose average income per capita is $3,410. Countries with a similar levels of income per capita to that of Kyrgyzstan report life expectancy at birth between 52 and 67 years. The probability of dying between ages 15 and 59 years in Kyrgyzstan for 1989, which is here, was 26% for males and 23% for females. In short, the people of Kyrgyzstan are relatively healthy, considering the country's rather low income per capita and spending on health care services. After the October Revolution, the life expectancy for all age groups went down. A newborn child in 1926, which is here, just down here, somewhere, had a life expectancy of 44.4 years, up from 32.3 years 30 years before. So it's going up. And in 1958 to 59, the life expectancy for newborn went up for 68.6, which is here somewhere. Yeah, here. It's going up. The improvement was seen in itself by some as immediate proof that the socialist system was superior to the capitalist system. The life expectancy in Soviet Union were fairly stable during the most years, although in the 1970s went slightly down, probably because of alcohol abuse. Denmark is a developed country. When the population in Denmark before 1817 had an income less than $3,000 per capita per year, it was felt necessary for the survival of families for children to contribute to the income. Those families, for example, Cambodia, Nepal, Pakistan. In 1970s, in Denmark began to make public institutions for environmental protection and appointed the cabinet minister for the area that has a per capita income higher than Eastern Europe today. Since 1970s, life expectancy, which is 1970s, which is here, yes. Life expectancy in Denmark has, however, not seen the same increase as that seen in many other countries. In the 1971 to 1975, which is here, that period, Denmark ranked fourth and sixth for men and women. The subsequent report confirmed that the Danish life expectancy had not seen the same increase as in the other countries. The main reason for this was high mortality in the 35 to 64 age group. The excess mortality was due not to one single or a few diseases, but to a wide range of causes, particularly lung cancer, chronic bronchitis, suicide, heart diseases, and breast cancer.